Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of those daytime television shows that we're doing is The Bold and the Beautiful. But before we get into that, I have an announcement to make. I went back to pole dancing class today. This is literally the first class I've taken in, 5 years. And I'm a fat cow now, so whatever. I sure did get almost naked. I didn't care. I was like, whatever. I honestly, I don't give a shit. So it was fine. I had a really good time, actually. And I spent a lot of time chatting with the new manager of the studio. She's not the owner. Fania is still the owner. But she's the manager and she's pretty great. Her name is Cassie, and I called her C3PO because she had a horrible motorcycle accident and she has so much metal in her body. I call her C3PO because her name's Cassie. It starts with C, and C3PO is a robot that's, made of metal, so, whatever. Anyways, I had a really good time in class today, so I'm really looking forward to going to class in the future. All right, having said all that, let's talk about The Bold and Beautiful. Let's talk about how it's a little bit awkward, or at least it's kind of awkward as an audience member. So, because Wyatt and Katie have started making out, at least, they haven't like hooked up or anything, but they have made out, right? And a lot. Like the last 2 days, they've been making out quite a bit. And the thing is, the chick who plays Eva, who is Spencer's international publicist, or is she Forrester's international publicist? I don't know. She's one. They use her basically whenever they go to Monte Carlo because they usually send Wyatt to Monte Carlo, and she's his wife or fiance or girlfriend, whatever. I don't know, but they're together, right? So it's got to be strange for her to watch him suck face with someone else. Right? Like, I know that as an actor, if they were all porn stars, right? How many times have I seen porn star couples and, the boyfriend has to go fuck someone else on camera, right? But, I don't know. It just seems for the first, normally I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. But now I'm like, ooh, that's kind of awkward, right? A little bit? I don't know. Maybe he's seen her make out with other people all over the place too. So maybe it's, it's good for the goose, whatever, right? But in any event, I do have to say that I love Katie and Wyatt together. I love it. I love them. I think they're great. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that progresses. It's really cool. Especially because, let's be real. This whole thing was really Wyatt's idea. Katie didn't really contribute that much, right? So I'm curious to see if anyone will find out that Katie's really just kind of a big fraud kind of at work. You know what I'm saying? Because, she didn't really have any original ideas. Wyatt's the one that came up with everything. He's just giving her credit. So I'm very curious to see how that will play out, because that definitely sets up an interesting power dynamic in the relationship. And she's a lot older than him, too. So there's another power dynamic as well. It's interesting, right? Anyways. Okay. So here's another thing. So, that one of my biggest pet peeves is the whole, Avant family. Because I feel like they're very isolated in story. And the story that they're isolated into isn't that fabulous, right? So now they've kind of, here's what I see happening. Something's going to go down with this doctor because he was very complimentary to Maya, and she was like, ooh, like very Japanese schoolgirl. I don't know. Right? Which, okay. And I'm thinking, so that she's going to go out with Zende and Nicole tonight. So I'm thinking that either she's going to hit on Zende, or the doctor's going to be there and she's going to hit on the doctor. Something's going to happen where Maya's going to stray. Or the doctor's going to recognize her as being this transsexual that was in the news. He just is like, you look familiar. And Rick is like, my wife's a model. you know, we'll see how that plays out. There's something going on with Maya and that doctor. I know it, right? I'm telling you. Zende Nicole, Zende is very strange. He's a very strange character because all of a sudden he's speaking all ghetto. He's never spoken ghetto before, ever. Right? So he's like, no, let's get lit. Let's turn up. I gotta do the Millie Rock. I'm like, what the fuck? Who? What? Like, if he came on the show as an urban character, I'd be like, okay, well, you know, it makes sense. It's how he speaks. That's his vernacular. But he isn't an urban character at all. He wasn't born. He was adopted by the Foresters when he was a little kid, so he's grown up with money. Let's be real. So that whole thing just seems really stupid. Really, really stupid. And I'm just telling you right now, that just seems kind of dumb. Okay, so then Bill Spencer again seems like kind of a hypocrite. And did anyone else notice that it's kind of funny that Bill Spencer is talking about how you need to be there for your son, you need to be with your son's mother, to Thomas. Meanwhile, 10 feet away, his wife is making out with his son Wyatt. Right? Is that just me? Does anybody else see that? That's like a glaring hypocrisy right there. I'm just saying. That's a little crazy. Happy birthday to my friend Nick Capra. It's his birthday today. And I just wanted to say, shout out and say happy birthday. Okay, so yeah, I'm over that. But I'm not going to lie. It was pretty funny when Caroline is freaking out because, you know, he told Thomas that Caroline was dying, and that's why he should be with Caroline, right? And Caroline was like, oh my God, Bill, you haven't been answering the phone, because it was during the fashion show, right? Where, of course, Bill pulled an underhanded trick and because Spectre actually won the fucking fashion challenge, and he's like, the winners is the children for the charities. The minute he said those words, I'd have been like, that bitch is up to something. Because he's starting to sound like Liam. That's something Liam would say. That's not something Bill would say. So I would have been like, oh, hell no. Right? Right away, I'd have been like, there's something fishy. There is something rotten in Denmark. And it's the cheese. They don't use preservatives. That's from Rose and the Golden Girls. I love the Golden Girls. So Caroline was like, oh my God, Bill, you had me so worried. And he's like, you shouldn't worry, that'll kill you. That was pretty funny. I know that she's like, that's not funny. And I was like, kind of was a little funny. I'm not going to lie. That was pretty funny. But yeah, that whole thing is just, oh my God, but it really did set up a really good scene between Thomas and Sally. I just love them together. Now, you know what? I need to give a shout out to someone that watched the last Sudsy recap, and she said that Liam and Steffi, not Liam and Steffi, she hates Steffi. I love her because I hate Steffi too, so I'm right there with you, girl. But she was saying that Liam belongs with Sally. I had never thought of that, actually. So we'll see how that goes. But there was also a little bit of a flirty scene between Sally and Bill. So I'm curious if Sally's going to be taking on the big dogs and going after Brooke's husband. That will be interesting if that's the case. We'll see. Well, or maybe, we'll see how that plays out. Whatever. Either way, I love Sally. I love Sally and Thomas together. I really do, though. But if they have to be separated, I wouldn't mind if she had an affair with Bill or if she hooked up with Liam. She might be the best thing to actually happen to Liam, because Liam is a real snooze fest lately. You know what I mean? I'll be very curious to see where that portion of the story heads as well. But let's not forget, Saul is still in the picture. Now, he's not like a romance, in romantic interest for Sally, but he's still in the picture. So we'll see how I've got hair all over my face. I'm sorry. So we'll see how that works out. I'm very curious to see how that plays out. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today, everyone. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag Bold and Beautiful to talk Bold and Beautiful, or you can hashtag RHONY or Real Housewife Shit to talk the Real Housewives of New York, because I'm doing them tomorrow. And a programming note, next week I'm not doing them next Wednesday because I'm doing a Dancing for Relevancy special recap of their live show that I'm going to see in Vegas this Sunday night at the Orleans. And you can also hit that little subscribe button on my YouTube channel to subscribe to my videos and get them sent to your inbox every single day. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.